Good afternoon, what's up, Amara? Just finished my shift at Dinty's. I made cocoa fruity. Yeah. Was today busy, Ivan? No, not really. Cocoa fruity's not that busy, obviously, but it took me quite a bit. Closing today was okay. It wasn't that bad, but it was still a lot of work. I had no energy when I was done, man. I had to take all the garbage. It was crazy. It took me about an hour and 30 minutes to close again today. Yeah. Did you hear back from any of the jobs? No, I didn't, not yet. I applied to a good 15 jobs. I haven't heard back from any of them. Yeah. The dishwashing job at the hotel, I didn't hear back from them. I even called them yesterday and I left a message. I applied to a cleaning place today. Residential cleaning. Yeah. Pays $16.10 to $24 an hour, but minimum wage in Quebec is $16.10. So if I get the job, they're gonna pay me the minimum wage, obviously, because the gatekeepers will never let me make my 18, 19, 20 an hour. They lock the doors and make some crazy people some there. Yeah. How much money will you save once you get paid, Ivan? Once I get my Dinty's check and my Cocoa 40 check, once I put some of the money in my savings, I'll have 1,000 saved. So I went from nothing to 1,000 in 2 paychecks because I've been more serious with my savings. But I still blew a bit in my savings. This paycheck I blew a good $160 in my savings. Last paycheck I blew half of it, 250, 260. But this paycheck I was more disciplined. I only blew 160 of my paycheck. Obviously, and the rest I save. And by the time I get paid at Dinty's and Cocoa 40, I'll have 1,000. I'm finally back to $1,000 saved. Obviously. But most of my money will get blown this paycheck because I'm going to get my bike fixed this paycheck. Yeah. Fixing my bike doesn't cost me. It costs us $40, $80, $100 to fix it. So, and I also have to pay off the government, right? Because I don't want them taking my $400 in July that I'm supposed to get. So I'll just pay it all off. Next paycheck. This paycheck, I'll put $40 from Dinty's and hopefully I might put $80 to $100 towards paying it off. I only have maybe $120, $110 left to pay off. After that, right? What's wrong with my nose, man? It's fucking stuffed. Give me a second. I'm gonna go blow my nose, man. My nose is really taking me off right now. Just blow my nose. Back in a second. Already I'm back. My room's a mess. When we clean Ivan, I'll probably clean it. I'm most likely off Monday, so Monday when I'm off, I'll clean it. I'll clean my room Monday, because tomorrow I'll be tired after work. I work. It's going to be busy tomorrow, and Sunday will be crazy busy. It's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, guys, by the way. And it'll be busy, so I'll clean up Monday my room. oh, have you looked for that job? Yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm looking, but I can't. I haven't heard back from people, man. Yeah, I haven't heard back from any of the jobs that I applied at. Not one single one. Yeah. So I got lucky with Coco Fruity, but I now know why the boss hired me, because they need a dishwasher. They had no dishwasher for the weekend. That's why they hired me. And the boss knows that a lot of dishwashers don't like working there, because yeah, guarantee a lot of dishwashers when they worked one shift at Coco Fruity, they quit, because closing there is not fun, man. You have to wash a lot of dishes. It's not fun. You really have to have a confident mindset when you wash dishes at Coco Fruity. Otherwise, it can get you psychologically, it can stress you out. Yeah. But today closing was not that bad. I grinded and I was pretty fast and everything, but I was still, after I finished my shift, I was exhausted. When I walked home, I had no energy. That's why I need to get my bike fixed. That way I can drive my bike in the summer and fall. Because it's not fun walking when you finish your shift. You're tired, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's why the gate's not touching my brand, man. The Zane's book is mine. 0, you're not touching a dime off my book royalties. It's for me and BJ, it's not for you. All the trillions of will goes to you. These billions are for me and BJ, it's not for you, man. You're just a greedy pick. Yeah. Yeah. Even if I make 50 billion off the book, it's still pocket change compared to how much money the gatekeepers are making, right? They're just greedy pigs. Because they know, yeah, if Ivan makes his 20 billion, 14, 12 billion, 10 billion, or if he even makes 40, 50 billion, that's a lot of power with the keys to the kingdom. Yeah, but I'm not making the tens of trillions that you're making. You're making tens of trillions every year off the money around the world. You want to take my billion, me and BJ's billion span 0. The money not goes for me and BJ's not for you. The Zane span's mine. I wrote the book, I own the rights to it. I have the keys, I don't have to sell you. That money's mine. You're not touching it. You kept me poor for almost 40 years of my life, and you had me working shitty jobs. And what? And you hate your wealth me. I'm not going to let you do my the money out the books for me, VJ, it's not for you. Because the gatekeepers are greedy pigs, Ivan. They're epic people, yeah. Yeah. That's like you said, Ivan, how much money did you make off your book, by the way? I made $1,250. You made $1,250 off your book. I'm like, yes, I did. She said, holy shit, that's a lot of money, Ivan. We can start that film studio. I know, BJ, we can start that film studio. Build that dream house, yeah. $550 million house. Yeah, man. So I'm saying, I'm gonna make coffee. I'm gonna go upstairs and make coffee for myself, guys. Yeah. So you get that check, Ivy, you're gonna cry. Oh yeah, I don't know what's like to be that rich, man. Like I can actually pay my bills now. I'm not talking about little bills like pay. Like right now, I only pay my insurance and my cell phone bills, and I pay for my own medication. And I pay Netflix. Sorry, my own like Crave account, my own Amazon Prime account. I'm not really paying any big bills, right? Because I'm living here rent free, but I have to pay for my phone. I have to pay for my insurance, obviously. But like, I don't really know what's like to pay bills. Like, pay my car bills, my internet bill, my gas, my food, electricity bill, hot water bill in the house. Yeah. Because I'm building my house cash, me and VJ don't have to pay a mortgage because the house is all paid off because we built it for $550 million, so I don't have to pay a mortgage. My house is all paid off, obviously, but I still have to pay my electricity bill, my hot water bill, my car payments. Me and VJ have to pay our car payments, our cell phone, which is pocket change, obviously. But because me and VJ are billionaires, we're gonna get all the updated features for the phone, which will cost maybe $350 a month. That's pocket change, right? Groceries. I'm barely gonna be doing groceries. I'm mainly gonna be going out with VJ, right? Or getting takeout. Yeah, I guarantee me, VJ will always want to get takeout all the time. Yeah, I don't feel like doing. We don't have to do that much grocery shopping. We just do takeouts or go out to dinner, right? Yeah, chances I'll be going out and getting takeout like most of the time, and sometimes I'll eat food at home. But I highly doubt it. Me and VJ are multi-billionaires. If we go out every day or get takeout, it only costs us a couple hundred grand a year, 300K a year in costs. It's pocket change, you got billions in your bank, right? It's all chump change. Yeah. That's why me and Vijay live in life. Yeah. That's why everyone hates you with the keys, Ivan, because most people in the world live paycheck to paycheck. Whereas Ivan made his billions, and he doesn't have to worry about running out of money. He can easily pay his bills because I have the keys to the kingdom. I mean, my bills on my book. That's why everyone hates you with the keys, Ivan. So everyone works hard for their 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100K a year, and Ivan made his easy billions off his book. That's why everyone hates you with the keys, Ivan, because they're jealous and envious. I can open the door so easily and make my easy billions. I'm sorry? Yeah. My nose is better. It's not stuffed anymore. Samsara? Yeah. Yeah. The gates know your brand is huge. Yeah, they don't mind Zane's brand is huge. And that's why they want to control it. Because they're greedy pigs, obviously. The gatekeepers are greedy pigs. Gatekeepers. Yeah, man. They make trillions. I showed you guys on Google how much money is made around the world. Yeah, the amount of money made around the world is like $460 trillion. That's made around the world. And the gates are the gatekeepers. If they're the gatekeepers, that means all that money they control, and they take a piece of that money because this is their house. Obviously, they own everything in the world. The gatekeepers, in terms of controlling the money, they own everything in the world. Obviously, yeah. Why how does it work with the gates? Like, do they actually own these businesses? Well, I don't know if they necessarily own it directly, but my point is they control the money, all the intake and outtake of the money they have some control in it, and they take a piece of it because they're the gatekeepers of the boss. They take a piece of them all the money. So if 460 trillion dollars is made around the world, the gatekeepers might take maybe 10 trillion of that, 20 trillion of that, 30, maybe 40 trillion of that they take every year, and it goes into their bank. So you can only imagine how much they're worth. They're probably worth hundreds of trillions, and they probably have 100, 150, maybe 150 trillion in the bank, something crazy, 200 trillion in the bank. They're loaded. They're that rich. me and VJ's family, and they want to steal my billions. You're crazy, man. The billions are supposed to be VJ. You're not touching it, man. The billions are off the books for me, VJ. You're not touching the money. There you go. It's my money, not yours. I'm sorry. Yeah, you have all that money you want to take out on my $12 billion on my loan, man. You're fucking greedy, man. You're not touching a dime of that money, man. That money's mine. It's not yours. Yeah, I mean, even though 12 billion is pocket change to us, you with 12 billion in your bank with the keys, again, there's a lot of fucking power. I know, but you're still making your choices every year. This money's mine. The Xanus brand's mine. It's for me, VJ. It's not for you, man. You're not touching my money. Zero. So I'm sorry. Did you eat today, Ivan? Well, yesterday I ate my 2 bowls of rice, and then at nighttime before I went to bed, I was a little bit hungry, so I had like 2 small little slices of bread. I had a little bit of eggs with it. And today I ate my French toast, scrambled eggs, bacon, sausage at work, and I had 1 chocolate bar on the way home. And tonight I'm gonna eat maybe just 1 plate. If there's nothing to eat, I might walk to Subway and get a 12 and sub for myself. Just 1 sub, and I'll just eat that. That's it. I'll buy a drink with it, a Diet Pepsi drink. That's it. If there's nothing to eat at home upstairs, right? Because yesterday I made the pork and rice. My younger brother might have ate it all. You might have finished the pork and rice, right? You might have finished it, yeah. Some sound? Yeah. So the gates have an envy. Yeah, there's a reason why. There's a reason. Think about this, man. My father knows I struggle with anxiety with the keys. He knows that having the keys is kind of, it's affecting my life a little bit because it's annoying when knowing that you have an open mind. But there's a reason why he gave me it, because he had no choice to give me it, because the situation is so serious. Whereby the gatekeepers are, either way I'm fucked. If I don't sell to them, I'm poor working minimum wage. If I sell to them, they'll let me be a multi-millionaire, but they're never gonna let me be a billionaire. They're gonna lock the doors on me. That's why God had no choice but to give me the keys. I know you hate the keys. I had no choice to give you the keys, man. How you can make your easy money and be free, and get your freedom with VJ, and you can make your billions, man. Control your money, and the gates don't touch your money. You can get your genetic perks, and you VJ all fresh yourself. Obviously, otherwise you'd be sharing with a garbage wife, and the gates will be stealing your money. They'll destroy your life. That's why he gave me the keys. Because my father knew the gatekeepers are consumed with envy. He had to give me the keys. So I can make my billions, and the gates don't do me. That's why when they sit me upstairs, they're gonna. When I say no, I'm not selling you. They're very pissed off because they know Ivan has the fucking keys to the kingdom, man. Yeah, they know I have the keys again. He can open his own doors so easy. He doesn't have to sell to us. Open his own door himself so easily. Everyone in the world connected to his mind. That's billions for him. For his Xanus book, yeah. The English-speaking world, right? But I told you, everyone in the world buys my book. I'm gonna make like my 100 billion off the book, right? But I highly doubt that because the foreign world will not buy it because they don't understand English. So it's most likely 10, 14, 12, 15, 20 billion I make off the book. Yeah. Yeah. So Vijay will be curious. Yes, you will. Yeah, Ivan, you told me when we go to the hotel, you're going to tell me how this way you made off your book, by the way. My VJ, you want to know? Yeah, Ivan, I want to know. I'm like, yeah, I made $12.5. You made 12.5 and also with a B? I'm like, yeah. She's like, holy shit, that's a lot of money, Ivan. I know. We can start the phones with that money, I know. We can build that dream 5 to our house. Yeah. And that's why I gotta give you the keys. That way you can live that multi-billion life, Ivan. Like an incredible house. If you sell it to the Gates, the Gates, you're not gonna be living that incredible house. You're gonna be living in maybe a $10 million house. I'm worth maybe 80 million in like 10 years. Me and VJ can afford maybe an 18, 20 million house. A 20 million house is nice, but it's not like a 550 million house like Incredibles. Like that's living the multi-billion life, living the life, man, the extreme life. Better life than all the celebrities, most of the celebrities, yeah. 550 is completely pimped out like what you see in Incredibles. It's something unheard of. I mean, if I make 12, I make 1450 and I'll put like 650 million towards it, a bit more. But if I make like my 12.5, 12, I'll put 550 towards my house. You have a $100 house, a pimped out house. Something fucking nice. Yeah, that's why she's like, oh my god, this is my dream, Ivan. It's so beautiful. Yeah, she's shocked when the house is built. And once the house is built, we can now get our cars. We can go car shopping and get our high-end cars. I'm going to get my Jeep, my winter Jeep, like a 100,000. The best Jeeps in the world probably peak at about 90, 100K, 80K. So I'm going to get the best Jeep at the dealership. I'm going to upgrade it completely. My Ferrari, I'm going to upgrade it too. Pimp it out. Ivan, you want all your features in your car pimped out? Yes, all my features. All my features of my car, pimp it out. The stereo, the steering wheel, the rims, the horsepower, the paint job, the window, the exhaust, the engine, pimp it up, man. And my Porsche, pimp it up too. I want it all pimped out. Okay, Ivan. Ivan, you don't want to buy it? You want to lease it? No, guys, I want to lease it. Why don't you want to buy it? Because I know after 5 years, better models are going to come out. And I no longer want to drive that car, and I have to either sell or get rid of it. Hence why I'm going to rent it. Oh, I mean, it's better to lease it. That's smart. Yeah. I leased it off you guys for 5 years, and I returned it. And yeah, I get a better car after that. It's better that way. That's why I'm going to tell VJ, lease your cars. Don't buy it. I'm sorry. Yeah. Will you be mad if VJ buys her cars? No, I won't. She can do whatever she wants with the money, but I'm going to tell VJ, I'm giving you some good advice here. If you buy these cars, after the 5 years of Xanus, better cars are going to come out. You're going to want to get those cars, and you're no longer going to really want to drive these cars anymore, and you end up wasting money. And you now have to either sell it or get rid of it, or keep driving it, but you're not going to really drive it that much because there's better cars that come out every couple of years. Better models, better different cars come out. That's why it's best to lease it for maybe 5 years. The lease agreement's done. We don't renew it. We return it, and we get better cars. A better model or another different better cars. I'm saying, huh? Yeah. Yeah. That's why VJ cries you, Ivan. She doesn't want to miss out on this life, man. She knows you gotta do by the gates. Yeah, she's crazy, man. But I ignore her because every time after she cries, she's gonna keep banging the guys. So I'm gonna keep ignoring you. Last night I ignored her. I told her to shut up, and I slept, and I ignored her. I ignored her, yeah, because she's crazy. Yeah. So VJ wants a piece of your billions. Of course she does. She knows I'm the ticket to the multi-billion life and her freedom and her financial control. And seeing the light too. That's why she grinds me, because she knows she knows it's too late for her. Too late for VJ, man. Too late for you, man. You sold out to the gatekeepers. Yeah, you're rich and everything, but they duped you, man. Like, you're under them. They control your money. They never let you be rich. They're never gonna let you be multi-billionaire. Yeah, you have money. Like, I'm poor and you have money, but I have the keys. My keys are worth a lot, and I wrote my masterpiece. I have the keys. I'm gonna sell out the gates. That's billions for me. And VJ wants, yeah, because Ivan didn't sell out. He wrote the book. He owns the rights to that masterpiece. He has the keys. His keys are worth, like, even though he's poor, his keys are worth a lot. He wrote that book. That's billions for him. I want a piece of that. Yeah, I want him to get me out of Hollywood, so I can be with him and get a piece of those billions. Live that one life with him, and be the man around him, not left behind in Hollywood, and be a movie star with him too, right? Because VJ knows if I make my billions off my work, I can easily start my own film studio with my own money, and sign that mega deal to Amazon. I control my own money for the game, the movie, and the merch. She wants a piece of that, man. She wants to share her billions with me. She doesn't want to be left behind in Hollywood. Yeah, she's rich, but she doesn't know what's have to be multi-billionaire, right? VJ's only worth 12 million, so chances are she has maybe 5, 6, 7 or million in her bank. She's rich, but like having 7 million in your bank is not the same thing as having billions in your bank, right? Yeah, that's my point. So Ivan, how much will you fund Xanus for? Okay, if I make 10 to like, if I make 10 to 12 billion around there, 12 to 13 billion, I can make it for 2.1. If I make 14, 15, 16, I can make it for 2.2 maybe, a bit more. If I make my 17, 18, 19, 20, I can make it for 2.3, put a bit more towards when we have that $750 million budget per volume. And if I'm shocked and I make my 80, 90, 100 billion, I'm going to put 3 billion towards it. But anything over 3 billion is enough. You don't want to be stupid and waste your money, right? Put 3 billion towards it. I put $1 billion per volume. If I make like my 25 plus billion, I'll put like 3 billion towards my movie. So if I give Peter Jackson a 1 billion budget per volume, yeah, and I put like 650 million towards visual effects. If I make like my 20 plus billion, if I make 20 plus billion, I'll make it for 3. So if I make 21, 22, 23, 24 billion, 25 billion, I'll make Xanus for 3 billion. And if I make 30, 40, 50 billion, 80 billion off the book, I'll make Xanus for 3 billion. I'm not going to go any higher than 3 billion because that's more than enough. You don't want to be stupid with your money, right? You don't want to waste money. I'll put 650 million towards visual effects. I can put 200 million towards costumes, arms, and a mask. A bit more. That way I even create better masks and costumes. I can put like 60. I can put like 60 million towards sets, a bit more. 60 million towards extras. Well, because the extras are going to cost me a lot of money. They're going to cost me tens of millions. Looking at big crowds in Switzerland, right? I'll put 200 million towards the costumes, armor, and weapons. The machines for the mask, obviously. Yeah, that's if I make my 20 plus. Well, chances are I'm not going to make that. I'm going to make less. Maybe my 12, so I'll make Xanus for $2.1 million. $700 million per volume. That's unheard of technology, right? 400 million towards visual effects. That's crazy. Yeah. People even tell me, Ivan, 400 million towards visual effects is already a revolutionary technology. That's already unheard of enough. And 600 million is something even better, right? But $400 million going towards special effects and visual effects is already a revolutionary technology. No movie has ever put that money towards visual effects. In Hollywood, on average, they put like 30 million, 25 million, 40 million, 50 million towards visual effects. And that's, the movie looks amazing, right? Yeah. Like, if they make a movie for $350 million, chances are Hollywood will put maybe 60 million, 70 million towards visual effects for that movie. And it looks amazing, but $400 million is something unheard of. That's why Eric and them are going to be devils and demons. People even tell me, if you're looking at Walking Devils, you're making each volume for $700 million. Holy shit, Ivan, you're coming with why. That's a revolutionary technology, Ivan. Yeah, people tell me that. You gave me an unlimited budget, Ivan. I know, Peter, unlimited budget. And I'll put my money towards Zeppelin too. If I make more than 20 and I make it for 3 billion, I can put like 60 million towards sets. I build even bigger. I build even better quality sets. You pimp out your sets more, right? That's why you're looking at a beautiful world. $700 million is already unheard of enough, right? That's already a relative technology. You're looking at a beautiful world. And yeah. So if you make it for 2.1, yeah, if I make my 12.5, whatever, 15 billion off the book, whatever it is. Well, 15 I'm making for 2.2, but if I make my 12.5, I put $2.1 million towards the movie. I'll put 400 million towards visual effects and special effects per volume, and 150 million towards costumes, armor, weapons, and the mask, and a good like 55 bucks towards set building, and 55 million, 58 million towards extras. Because the extras are really going to cost me a lot of money, man. You're looking at 100,000, tens of thousands of extras, man. A lot of gathering scenes in Xanus. I'm actually going to have the extras of Savage, that's expensive too, right? Yeah, the extras in Switzerland. Yeah. 5,000 people costs me like 300K a day. And it might take me and Peter a good maybe 3 weeks, even a month to shoot that cavern scene, right? Hence why I might have to put maybe 60 million towards extras. That way I don't drain the budget. So let's say you 5,000 times 180. Yeah, sorry, 900,000 a day it costs me. Yeah, I have to put more money towards extras. I have to put it. Here's a guy, if you want to have those gatherings, you got to put in more money towards your extras, Ivan. 40 million won't cut it. You got to put at least a good 60 million. I'll put about 60 million towards extras. So let's say we film that scene for 3 weeks. 3 weeks is what? 21 days, right? 900,000 times 21. That's $18 million on a budget. Yeah, hence why, yeah, 40 million is not enough. I gotta put a good like 60 million towards extras. Because I have to worry about it. It's unlimited. We have enough, yeah. Only the scene that will cost me the most money will be the Exodus scene for the extras and the end war. Because the end war, you have the civilians in Xanus and you have the army. That's going to cost me another maybe $20 million. Hence why, and the other stuff will cost me a few million, maybe 2 million, 1 million, 800K, 500K. That's why I have to have a big, maybe $55, $60 million budget towards extras that we can afford to pay them, right? Because man, Hollywood can't afford this, man. Like for Lord of the Rings, we had like 200 extras, Ivan, for the Exodus. We can afford 5,000 extras, Ivan. Holy shit! You're looking at something like Prince of Egypt, Ivan. This is the biggest Exodus ever in movie history. I know. I was looking at a match, man. This is Lord of the Rings. I know, because Lord of the Rings is a masterpiece. I'm saying, you know. Yeah. Why? If you make more off your book, like 21, 22, 25 billion, are you going to pay the Hollywood actors more money? No. Like, I'm standing firm on my payment structure. That's good enough. They don't. This is more than what they make in Hollywood on average, man. I'm not paying more money, man. There's a reason why I'm making way more than them, because I'm much bigger than them, man. They're small compared to me. Yeah. So, Sarah? After this video, I'm going to go over my book, guys. I'm going to be serious. I'll go over 5 pages while the video gets uploaded. I'll get a coffee upstairs and just go over my my book. Yeah. Almost done the second chapter of volume 3, right? I have 2 more chapters left and I'm done, right? Yeah. So Peter will be happy. Yeah, you're gonna see Peter when they interview him. He has that smile on his face because he signed a $1.4 billion deal. He signed a mega deal, obviously. He's getting paid the big bucks. It's $1.1 billion deal in Canadian money, which is $1.4 million in New Zealand money. I gave him an unlimited budget. Yeah, Peter's like, Ivan, whatever I want to do for the look of the wolves, with the mixture of CGI and visual effects, right? Visual effects, CGI, and the prosthetic mask, man, you're looking at devils. And I can do whatever I want to do for the war. I can afford it, Ivan, because I have enough money towards extras. I have enough money towards the yeah. Like for my movie, Peter Jackson doesn't have to use the massive program for the orcs, right? Because in when you watch the documentary, Peter Jackson, then they use a program called Massive for the Orc High Army in the Two Towers. Or for my movie, they don't have to use that program because I'm actually going to have real extras in the war. I can afford it. But because the real extras, when I apply the CGI visual effects special effects awards, the war looks more real. It looks more relatable. It looks more real. It's more badass because here's a guy. Even for Hollywood, we can't afford that many extras. We have to rely on the massive programs. Back in the day when I did Lord of the Rings, right? But for my movie, I can actually afford extras for the war and everything, for the gathering, for the Exodus of Saphius. I can afford it. Whereas in movies, they have maybe 200 extras, and they apply the program, the visual effects programs towards it, and then it looks like a big army, but it looks a little bit computery because it's a VFX software program, right? Special effects VFX software program, yeah. Obviously, because Hollywood does not have the kind of budget that I have. I have big budgets for my movies. That's why Scotches will blow out of the water. Amen. Samsara. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to go upstairs and get coffee myself. Back in a sec. Excuse me, we only left alone. Hope you guys are on the show. Alright, guys, I'm back. Sorry for the long wait. Going upstairs to get my coffee. It's bitter, a bit bitter, but its taste is not bad. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, how much do you think you're going to make off your book? I think 10 to 12 to 14 billion around there I make. Maybe my 12 I make, 12.5 billion I make off the book. And I'll put 2.1 million dollars towards the Xanus movie. So $700 million budget for Peter Jackson or Mel Gibson for my movie. That way you give them on the budget and they're not pissed off. Because every director's dreams to have that kind of budget. An unlimited budget. That way Peter's not stressed out. He doesn't have to worry about not having enough money for this. Like, there's nothing worse than Peter tell me, Ivan, we can't afford to do this for the mass. We can't afford to do this for the battle. We can't afford to do this for the walls. We can't afford to do this for the extras. But because I gave him all the budget for each section, he can afford to do whatever he wants. Even gatherings of 30,000, 5,000 people, we can afford it, man. Because my budget's so huge. It's huge. It's a huge budget. Yeah. Yeah. Some Sarah? Ivan, how long do you think it'll take you to film the battle scenes? Maybe a few months. It took. I watched the documentary. It took Peter Jackson and all them 3 months to film the Helm's Deep War. And my movie's a bigger project than Lord of the Rings. It might take, maybe 3 months to film the Helm's Deep War. Hence why I have to. What I'll do is for Volume 3, I have to put a bit more money towards extras. Because Volume 3 is where the extras are really going to cost me a lot of money. Whereas Volume 1 and 2, they don't cost me that much. Obviously. Like 10 million for extras. A good 12 million for extras for Volume 1 and 12 million for Volume 2 is enough for the extras. Whereas Volume 3, I have to put a good 40 million or something like that towards extras for that. Because that's when it's going to drain. Because it might take us maybe a month to film the Exodus and the battle scene in the caverns. That's going to cost me like 20 something million dollars, and it's expensive. Yeah, and that's really, but I told you I have unlimited budget because I have no worry about it. It's unlimited. I know it's unlimited, Peter. Yeah, you gave it unlimited budget, Ivan. It's unlimited. I know, Peter. It's unlimited. For the other reason I just couldn't afford this, Ivan. Like I was limited. I only had $900 budget, Ivan. Yeah, Ivan, fuck Bob Shea and Michael and Ivan, fuck Hollywood, fuck you, Ivan. Your company blows out of the water. I know, Peter, blows out of the water. I'm saying, yeah. 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 So VJ will be excited. Yeah, I don't know. Once the house is built, me and VJ have that party in our house. Yeah. The very day the house is built, that's the day I do the party with VJ. Yeah. We'll barely have anything in our house. Or we can just do a party in our yard. And we do the party in our house once we buy all the stuff for the house, obviously. We go, okay, VJ, let's do a yacht party. Let's celebrate, you know what I'm saying? Our beautiful 5-bedroom house is built. Our studio lot's built, and we'll do a party in the yacht. And VJ's like, Ivan, I can't wait to be a part of that fucking big budget movie, Ivan, man. This is going to have crazy worldwide buzz, Ivan, I know. Like, Ivan, you wrote a masterpiece, man. I can't wait to be a part of that movie, Ivan. I love the character listed in your book, Ivan, I know. Yeah. Will you be adding stuff to your movie? Of course I will. I want to be adding quite a bit of dialogue there that's not in the book. It'll be more interesting. Like, remember that scene when Dethanor in Return of the King, Boromir and Faramir's father, obviously, the Steward of Gondor, right? Even though Aragorn's the rightful king, obviously, he's like, I will not bow to that ranger of the from the north. You know, so you can do something like that for my movie. Eli's like, I'm not gonna bow to this man from the north. You add stuff that's not in the book to make it more interesting, obviously. Ivan, looking at our master, and they put Takis on trial. Oh, yeah, like, here's Ivan, looking at a better movie, My Lord of the Rings, and hope he was better with the Rings. Masterpiece. Yeah. But Peter has to help me with payroll for the actors. He has to help me keep Peter. I need you helping me keeping track of the budget. I'll help you with that. Like, we need to be careful how much money we blow. Like, Peter might tell me, because Peter's a nerd. Peter might tell me, you don't have to have me stay in suites. I'm more than welcome to stay in a motel or a standard hotel. That way you save money on it, because Peter wants more money going to his movie. I'm like, no, Peter, I'll have you stay in suites. That way you get a nice perk. Ivan, you gotta watch for your budget. This is expensive. Like, Peter, I have it on the budget. It's unlimited, man. You know, I mean, it's unlimited. Yeah, Peter, it's unlimited. The hotels won't cost me that much. It'll cost me a few million bucks in cost, right? It's pocket change. You have a $700 budget per volume, right? Yeah. It'll cost me a good maybe 20 million bucks for all the hotel costs for the movie project around there. 18 million around there, $17 million in costs will cost me. 15 to 20 million in costs, probably around there by estimation, will cost me. It's pocket change. Easy to afford it. Peter and all of them staying in the hotel for 1 year, first year, will cost me like maybe $2.5-3 million in cost. Limo services, another maybe $1.3 million in cost, $1 million in cost. And you also have another maybe $4 million cost with the actors, $5 million. Limo drivers might cost me maybe $5 million, $6 million bucks, $3-4 million in cost for all the actors and Peter and all of them. Yeah, during the 4 years, it's expensive. Yeah. Like, Peter, I'm not going to have you stay in a standard hotel. No, my company's top notch. I want you better in Hollywood. I'll have you stay in a luxury suite, but I'm not going to have you stay in a super expensive one. You'll be staying in like maybe an $800 one or $1,500 night suite, Peter. All right, save more money. All right, that's fine. $1,500 is already high tech enough. Yeah, Peter will be staying in a luxury hotel suite with a jacuzzi in there and everything. So him and Frank can go in the jacuzzi in the hotel. Though I'm going to tell the team, make sure you rent a hotel that has breakfast in the morning for Peter and all them, and a luxury hotel that has a bar, and a hotel that has a gym and a pool. That way, Peter and them, they can go swimming, they can go to the gym. I'm like, Peter, I recommend you work out, man. Like, take a nice, 45-minute, walk on the treadmill. That way you're in shape. Get a Molotov too, man. You know what I'm saying? Because Peter, man, I know, you have experience directing movies, but you're not as young as you used to be, Peter. And Lord of the Rings, also a young guy. Yeah, Lord of the Rings, you were a young guy. You were in your late 30s, and now you're in your 70s. You're a lot older. I recommend, Peter, you work out, go to the gym, take a bike ride or something like that. Yeah. Go to the store, buy yourself a bike. Go biking with Guillermo del Toro and George Lucas and all them. That way you're in shape. And I'm more than happy to go biking with you guys too, right? Will you buy Peter a bike? No. If Peter wants to buy a bike and go biking with Randall, he has to buy it with his own money. I gave you you're a multi-billionaire, Peter, and I gave you your $10 million bonus. That's enough money for you to buy like a $2,000-$3,000 bike, man. You can easily go to the store and buy a $2,000 bike, Peter. If you want to go biking with Guillermo del Toro. I recommend you guys go in the gym or go biking on a weekend sometimes in Vancouver. Like, do some exercise. That way you're in shape. Because Peter Jackson doesn't work out, right? Mel Gibson is in shape. Mel Gibson actually works out. You can tell by his physique. He works out. Peter Jackson's bloated and fat. He doesn't work out, that guy. And Guillermo del Toro obviously doesn't work out either. He's a big dude. And that's why I recommend Guillermo del Toro you work out too. But Guillermo del Toro is not as old as Peter, though. Because he's a big dude, the work can be a little bit tough for him too, right? Don't hate him saying, yeah, that's why I recommend you guys work out. Obviously. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I worked more, man. Alone. I hope I get one of these jobs. Yeah, over 40 is annoying, man. Too much work, especially weekends. Weekdays are not that bad, but even closing on weekdays is a lot of work. Today I have to wash a shitload of dishes too. It was okay, it was not that bad, but it still took me an hour and like 20, 30 minutes to close. Yeah, it takes me on average an hour and 30 to 2 hours to close like over 40, right? Yeah. Weekend, sometimes 2 hours it takes me to close, man. It's crazy. And Sunday's Father's Day, which means it's gonna be crazy busy. I'll probably be ending at like 4. It's gonna take me maybe 2 hours and maybe 15 minutes to close on Sunday. I work with another dishwasher, but the other guy's a bit new. He's still getting used to washing all the dishes and everything. So I miss Anthony, man. Anthony was my partner. He left like a month ago, man. About a month ago, a month and a week ago, he left because he got another job. He got another moving job that pays more. So Anthony left Coco 40, right? To do that other job because they pay him more. And he even told me, I prefer moving things and washing dishes. Yeah, because before Anthony used to be alone on Saturdays washing all those dishes, and he obviously doesn't like washing all those dishes. It's not fun, right? Yeah. Yeah. I want to do a sitcom. My sitcom would probably be my second choice, right? Yeah. So I'd rather do a sitcom than do like a regular television show. Yeah. Sitcoms are fucking entertaining, right? You have a crowd that watches, like Friends. Friends is my favorite sitcom, by the way, of all time. I don't think anything is on the same level as Friends, right? Friends is the best sitcom ever made, right? I saw all the seasons. No, I did not see all the seasons. I saw the only seasons I did not see fully were season 1, 2, and 3. I did not watch all that, but season 4 all the way to season 10, I saw all the episodes. I used to have like a couple seasons on DVD, but we lost the DVDs now, right? Yeah. Doing a sitcom will be my second choice after being a big budget movie star. But Rachel will tell me, yeah, even though doing a sitcom is cool, it's not as cool as being a big movie star in a big budget movie. Yeah, I'd rather be in a big budget movie than do a sitcom, right? Yeah. Yeah, Ivan, I want to be a big budget film movie star with you, Ivan. I want to make that Zane's movie. Yeah, Ivan, we can afford it. We can make it for $2 million, Ivan. We have the money. We can afford it. Yes. I told you the gatekeepers will never let me touch a dime of the money unless I sell to them, right? The situation is so serious. That's why God gave me the keys. Yeah, Ivan, even when you're king, everything around the world you can't touch except for minimum wage. The gates will never let you touch a dime of their money because they control all that money in the world. Because I wrote the Zane's brand, I own it. That the billions off that is mine. I don't know, the $12,500 I made off the book is mine. And the only way me and Vijay can make more money, we have to start our business with a business with our own money. We can't touch the gates' money because we didn't sell to them. They're never gonna let me touch a dime of the money of the gates. They're greedy pigs. That's why I came with the keys, so I can have my own money, my source of income. Yeah, Vijay, everything around the world we can't touch. Because I made the billions off the book, we can start a business. What business do you want to start? So we can make more money. Ivan, let's start that film studio. We start that film studio, Scott's Entertainment, right? And I get all the chosen actors out of the Hollywood system and they work for me. But the ones who are not chosen, I'm sorry, you're left behind the Hollywood system and you get what you deserve. Yeah, there you go. Samsara. Yeah. Yeah. So John Maega's greedy. Yeah, John Boyega's agent's greedy. His agent might want like 18, 20 million in the film profits. I'm like, no, John Boyega's not worth that. He gets his 8.5. If he's worth like 18, 19, 20 million by then, I can give him 10. A bit more of the film profits, but he's not getting any more than 8.5 to like 9 to 10. He's not worth 18, guys. He's ripped me off, John Boyega. I'm sorry. I told else up, man. I'm like, no, John, you're getting greedy. You get 9. Stop being greedy, man. Ivan, it's nothing, man. Like you're making way more than all of us, and you're paying. I'm like, John, there's a reason why I'm making way more than you because I'm much bigger than you, man. You're small compared to me. That's why you're making way less than me. I'm so generous enough to make sure you get paid. This is more than what you made for the Star Wars sequels, John. Yeah, for Star Wars, I made like my 400K for Force Awakens, my 1 million for maybe Last Jedi, and my 1.5 for Rise of Skywalker. Yes, and I'm paying you 9, which is how much A-list was making in Hollywood. Yeah. You get your 8.5 for the film profits. You get your 1.9 million for the game. You get 250K for the promos. You get 500K for the merch. And you get your speaking fee money if I go world touring, which I will, most likely, which can range from 600, 800K, most likely a million, million three in speaking. So John Boyega signed his 20 million deal, or a 22 million deal if he's worth more. He'll get 10 of the film profits, so he sound like his 22 million deal, which is like a 13.5 million deal in his pounds. That's how much Liam Neeson makes is like 8, 10, 12, 13 in Hollywood. That's, yeah, John Boyega's like, yeah, that's how much A's is made in Hollywood, yeah. John Boyega, it's going to take a while for John Boyega does not make his 8, 9, 10 in Hollywood, no. He probably makes his 1, 2, 3, 3.5 around there, 4 if he's lucky. He's not that really big, he's not that big of an actor. He's pretty big. He did Star Wars. He was in They Cloned Tyrone, which was a massive success on Netflix, obviously. He was in The Woman King. Like, he's pretty big, but he's not like a big actor, right? That's why I'm not going to overpay him and have him dupe me. I'm not going to have his agent managers dupe me. He's not worth that, Samsara. No. This is dumb money. Yeah, I give you a deal, John. He signs that contract, John Boyega, yeah. 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 Avon Joy's agent's greedy too. Yeah, man. His agent might want 6, 7 million for Avon Joy. I'm like, no. Avon Joy gets his 4. 3.5 to 4. And so I'm going to tell Peter, do not pay Avon Joy any more than 4. Pay him what you want, but follow the payment structure. Don't pay Von Jose any less than 3.5, but don't pay him any more than 4. If the agent wants more than 4, you gotta be strict and say no. He's not worth any more than that. He's a B-list actor. He doesn't make that in Hollywood, I'm saying. And don't give him any more than $5.5 million of film profits of Von Jose. And because Von Jose lives in Canada, he gets his full money. He's not affected by the rates. Because Von Jose is Canadian like me, right? He lives in Vancouver too. So everything is so easy for Von Jose, right? Like when Von Jose signs his contract, he doesn't have to fly on a private jet. A limo driver will pick him up at his apartments. My secretary will let his agent know, okay, the limo driver is going to come pick up Von Jose at his apartments. Obviously. Yeah, so for Von Jose, when my secretary calls his agent, I'll tell my team to give the driver a Von Jose's script, and when the driver arrives to Von Jose's hotel apartment to pick him up, he hands him the script. Okay, Von Jose, here's your script. Leave it in your apartment. Don't bring it with you. Leave it in your apartment. That way, when he's drunk, he doesn't forget, obviously, and he can practice his lines. So Von Jose is lucky. He lives in Vancouver, so everything is easy for him, right? Because I'm starting Sky's Entertainment in Vancouver with VJ, obviously, and Von Jose lives there. And so everything is easy for him, obviously. Like, after the party, a limo driver will take Von Jose to his apartment. He just sleep it off in his apartment. Whereas all the other actors, they have to fly back home. They have to sleep it off in the jet when they fly back home, the other actors, right? In England and America, where they live, right? Yeah. Yeah. So Von Jose signed a mega deal. Yeah, he signed like a 12 million deal. I don't know, 4 plus 5.5 is 9.5. And then Von Jose gets $1.5 million for the game. That's 11. He gets $250K for the merch. That's 11.25. Let's just say 11.2. And he gets $1 million in speaking. That's like a 12. Yeah, you sound like a 12.1, 12.2, 12.3 million deal, man. Von Jose. So he's $12 million after taxes is $7 million after taxes. So Von Jose is walking away like 6-something million bank after taxes. It's a fat paycheck. That's how much A-list is making in Hollywood, man. Like guys like Liam Neeson make that, and Mark Wahlberg and all those guys, they make that in Hollywood. Matt Damon gets like 12, 10 sometimes in Hollywood. Yeah, Ben Affleck too. That's why my company blows out of the water. Like Von Jose signed an A-lister contract, a $12 million deal. 11 point something million to 12 million deal. He's walking away like 6-something million as a bank, man. That's why I know what I'm doing. Peter, if you pay him this, he'll work hard for you. Don't pay him $800K. He'll be pissed off. Pay Von Jose his like $3.5 to $4 million. That way he's... I recommend you pay him 4. That way he works a little bit harder for you, Peter. And Peter will most likely pay him the 4. That way, yeah, Ivan, I'll pay him the 4. That way you keep him more happy. Yeah. Peter's like, you don't have to give them royalties. Like, what you're paying them's enough, Ivan. Like, just give all the money to me, Ivan. I'm like, Peter, no. I'm not giving all the money to you. You're already making enough money, you greedy pig. Yeah. So, Sarah? Yeah. You might tell me, Ivan, just give all that money to me, Ivan. I'm like, no, Peter, I'm not giving all the money. I'm already giving you most of the money, Peter. Stop being greedy, man. I'm not going to let you take their money, Peter, you greedy pig. Yeah. He's greedy, Peter. He's a greedy pig, Peter, yeah. How can I do that? I know, Peter. I'm going to pay you double. You're fucking greedy, yeah. Yeah, if you pay Von Jose that, Peter, he's going to destroy the global papyri because he knows he's getting paid. He's going to get a fat paycheck after the movie. Like, if you have $6 million in your bank, that's enough. Von Jose never has to work again with that money, man. You can retire off that money. But he'll get roles in Hollywood. He'll be making more money, obviously. But if you pay him that, Peter, he can get, like, his nice cars, like his high-end cars. If you pay Von Jose $800K, you can get maybe a $60,000, maybe $100,000 car if he's lucky, but he has to be careful how he spends his money. But if you pay him that contract, he can get his Ferrari. My battery's dying, guys. He can get his Ferrari, like 250K Porsche. You guys see what I'm saying here? Yeah. Oh, hope it doesn't fall down. Give me a second. That's not good. Phone's falling down, guys. Please don't fall. Yeah. It's the best I can do, guys. Oh, phone's falling. What if I put a marker on it? Will it stay there? Give me a second. I'm trying to adjust this. Wait, if I put this in front of it. Work, you stupid thing. Okay, wait, give me a second, guys. I know what I have to do. Just disconnect this real quick. Disconnect it real quick. And I'll put this, plug this here. Now it shouldn't fall. There you go. It's not falling anymore. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Peter, if you pay a Vondroy that money, he can get his, like, his 250, 300, even $300,000 nice cars, man. You pay him 800K or a millionaire contract, he can still get a nice car, yeah, but, like, it's a big con his budget. If you want him to rent a high-end apartment or buy, like, a $2 million condo, if he made $6 million, he can easily buy his $2 million condo. See what I'm saying? In Vancouver. Or rent a nice apartment, whatever he wants to do with his money, right? Yeah. But his agent might get greedy. Ivan, what about $7 million for Vondroy? Oh my guys, man, you're pissing me off. You're getting greedy, man. I'm not gonna pay a Vondroy $7 million. He's not worth it. I gotta watch my budget, man. He gets 3.5 to 4. I'll tell Peter to pay him 4. Peter, just pay him his 4, man. Don't pay him if I pay. Try to pay him a bit more. That way he's happy, right? Vondroy's not pissed off, since there. Yeah. That's why once Peter helps me sign all the Xanus stars, it'll finally hit his mind. He's like, "Holy shit, Ivan!" He's like, all your actors sign like mega deals for Xanus, Ivan. Like your company blows out of work. For one of the reasons my actors didn't make this kind of money, they made nothing, Ivan. I know, Peter. Your company blows out of work. My Hobbit actors made nothing, Ivan. I know. Peter Jackson's Hobbit actors, Lord of the Rings actors made nothing. They made nothing, Samsara. Okay, now this thing's falling again. You fucking kidding me? Okay. Come on. I shouldn't have touched it. Fuck, man. This thing keeps falling down. I might invest money in a professional camera, right? Instead of using my cell phone, but I mean, if I save like $5,000, I can easily get like an $800 camera, $1,000 camera, $1,200 camera, a professional camera for my videos. But it's pointless because I have a Sabros channel. But this phone is good enough quality for you guys, obviously. But yeah, professional camera where I can edit videos and everything. Okay, it's good now. Nope. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Who signed the biggest deal for Xanus, Ivan? Well, if Russell Crowe's chosen, he signed the biggest deal. But chances are I'm going to choose Don Cheadle over him. He's cheaper. Ariana Grande signed the biggest deal. Ariana Grande signed like a $30 million deal. If I choose Timothée Chalamet, he also signed like the biggest deal too. Him and Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande signed like a $30 million deal. I'm paying her five for the movie, but I'm giving her like 26 million of the royalties. Ariana Grande. She signed like a 30+ million deal. Ariana Grande is a bit bigger now. She's kind of like an A-list actor now. She did Wicked. You know what I'm saying? She's acting in more big budget movies now. But I'm not going to pay her any more than 5. Because Belle is a supporting character. She doesn't contribute as much to the roles. I'm not going to go any higher than 5 for Ariana Grande. But I'll give her like a nice 26 million of the film profits. Obviously. So Sarah. Idris Elba, I think, is second. Or Don Cheadle, if he's chosen, or Vigo, they sign like the second biggest contracts. Because Vigo, I'm paying him 16 million of the film profits, that's 26 million, and he gets like 2.2 million for the game, that's 28. $1 million in speaking, that's 29, and $1 million for the merch. Vigo and Don Cheadle signed their 30 million deal. So Vigo and like Ariana Grande and like Idris Elba are like the 3 highest paid actors for my movie, or Don Cheadle, whoever I choose, right? Whereas Russell Crowe, if he's chosen, he's the highest paid by far. He signed his mega 100 million deal, and Timothée Chalamet, if he's chosen, he signed his 30 million deal too. So those guys will be like the highest paid. Yeah. So Ariana Grande, Don Cheadle, or Vigo, obviously, because I highly doubt I'm gonna choose Russell Crowe. I'm probably gonna choose Don Cheadle or Vigo. And then yeah, so Ariana Grande and Don Cheadle are like the 2 highest paid actors in my movie. And then behind them is Idris Elba. Idris Elba signed about the same deal as them. Idris Elba, I'm paying him is 12. He gets 11 million of the film profits. Yeah, but I mean, Idris Elba's worth 50 million. Why aren't you paying him more? Because he doesn't contribute as much as roles as much. That's why I'm not gonna pay him 16 million of the film profits. Because Takis the First is a bit of a minor character. He's only in the prologue in the end of Volume 3. I'll make sure Idris Elba gets paid the big ones, but if he wants like 20 million roles, I'm like, Idris Elba, you're a minor character. I'm not going to overpay you and have you do my damn man. Because you pay actors based on their stats, but you also pay them based on how much they contribute to the role. If they don't contribute as much to the role in the movie, you don't pay them as much. You pay them a bit less. That's how it works, right? Yeah. Idris Elba still signed a max. So, I don't know, he's making 12 million for his base, plus 11 million of the film profits, and I'm paying him like I can pay him $1.5 million for the merch, and he gets his 2.5 million for the game. He signed a 27 million deal. He gets $1 million speaking. That's 28 million. And his promos he gets is 250K. So Idris Elba signed a 28 million deal, which is like a 14 million deal in his pounds, right? He lives in England. $14 million deal in his pounds. 28 million deal Canadian, which is 14 million in his pounds. He's like, holy shit! I don't make 14 million. I make like my 8. Yeah, I also wrote. Idris Elba makes like his 8, his 7, his 8, 5 in Hollywood. Yeah, I'm paying him more than what he even makes in Hollywood. Yeah. Signed a mega deal. 28 million, 29 million deal he signed. So Russell Crowe, if he's chosen, he gets his $100 million contract. But if he's not chosen, then Idris Elba, Ariana Grande, and like Don Cheadle or Vigo are the highest paid guys for my movie. They signed a like 30 million deal, which is like a 21 million deal in their American money. So they're walking away with like 10, 11 million in their bank after taxes. It's a lot of money for them. Yeah. But he goes like, Ivan, sign me up, man. For Lord of the Rings, I made nothing. I made like $1 million for Lord of the Rings. Ivan, fuck Bob shit in my life. I'm gonna work much harder for you. Vigo tell me that. Yeah, Ivan, fuck Hollywood. I'm gonna work much harder for you. Yeah, Vigo, if I choose you, right, you need to destroy the role of Maramis. I want a better performance than even your Aragorn performance. Ivan, don't worry about it. And you get a better performance from him in my movie, Vigo, than even his performance as Aragorn in Lord of the Rings, because I paid him more money. I gave him better perks. I saved his ass, right? I'm most likely to choose Don Cheadle as my first choice for Maramis right now. Almost done here, guys. Will you be adding some to the prologue? Yes, I will. When you read my book, the prologue is a little bit rushed. No, it's not that rushed. My prologue is a good, like, 28 pages of my book. So the prologue's pretty long. Like, the prologue for the movie, I'll tell Peter, I don't want the prologue to be any longer than, like, 40 minutes, Peter. Because we need to keep the story pacing, focusing on Tactius the second. I want to tell a little bit of the story of Tactius the first. Okay, Ivans, how long do you want? Have the prologue be a good no longer than 40 minutes of the movie. That's enough. And then young Tactius, don't have it be any longer than maybe 40 minutes. And then after that, it's 20 years later when they're older. Obviously. But Peter might tell me, Ivan, we should cut young Tactius. Just jump right into when Tactius is older. I'm like, no, Peter. If you cut young Tactius, you're going to piss off a lot of fans. A lot of fans are going to want to see the young Tactius scene, man. Young Tactius is a beautiful written chapter. You're not cutting that out, Peter. You're putting it in the movie. I know I'm doing like Peter. Even though you're the boss of my movie, I'm the boss over you. I don't want you cutting out the young Tactius chapter, man. We're including it in the movie. Yeah, but Ivan, we gotta keep the story pacing. Like, you really want to have like the world watch an hour and 20 minutes before they even see you and John Vega and all of them. I'm like, yes, Peter. That way it builds excitement and you tell a better story. Because if you cut out young Tactius, now we have to make some changes in the story because Tactius and all of them talk about times when they were young and all that stuff. We have to make some changes to some of the dialogue and everything. No, man, like, I want the young Tactius chapter in the movie, Peter. Do not cut anything out of the Lord of the Rings. I don't want any chapters, Peter, cut out from the movie. They're all included in the movie. Okay, Ivan. Yeah, Ivan, your book's much easier to follow. We can actually include all the chapters. Yes, my book is easier to follow. You can actually follow all the chapters. Whereas Lord of the Rings, you have to cut out a lot of stuff, obviously. Cut out a lot of chapters, everything, yeah. Peter Jackson, when you made the movie, right? Yeah. Sarah? I thought that was a centipede. I'm scared of centipedes, guys. Even though I created centipedes, I have a fear of centipedes and spiders right now. Yeah. Yeah. So, Ivan, you already know how you want your movie to start? Yes, I do. I already have the picture in my mind of how I want the movie to start. You get something like Prince of Egypt. I will show you the clip, but my phone doesn't work anymore. You know Prince of Egypt, the beginning of the movie, when the screen goes black, it says this story is based off this story is a faith to a cornerstone of millions of people. The story of Moses can be found in the book of Exodus. You know what I'm saying? And it says the Prince of Egypt. I'm thinking something like that for my movie. The screen goes black. You get this music, and it says warning: this movie's not for children. You know what I'm saying? This story is based off the best-selling novel series written by Ivan America. It is dear to millions of people, and it says the last hope for Xanus. And it starts off where you get the image of the sun setting in the north, and then Queen Sarah is about to give birth. Obviously, and you hear these you hear the crows cawing a little bit when you know in Passion of Christ, yeah, something after the beginning, you hear like the crows cawing, which symbolizes the South's curse, and you also hear the noise of the eagles, and you get that Lion King feel. At the sunset, you hear the crows cawing, and you hear the eagles making noises too, and it transfers to Sarah. Yeah. No. And after that, you get the camera zooms into Tactius's feet. Tactius versus feet, Idris Elba's feet, and he's walking up the stairs. You get this music, this music, obviously, and he's walking up the stairs. You know what I'm saying? It transfers to Sarah in her chamber. She's about to give birth, and yeah, and he's like, "It's time." You get that quick second flash of a face in the sky. You're creative. Yes, I am. I know how. Because you're creative, huh? You know, I said, that's a beautiful start to your story. I know, Peter. Yeah, your book is very easy to follow. Like, Lord of the Rings is a hassle to follow, man. I have to cut out so many things, but your book is easy to follow. Yeah, my book is very easy to follow. It's a lot more simple. Whereas Lord of the Rings, because J.R.R. Tolkien has so many big, overcomplicated words, it's a bit confusing when you read it, right? It's tough to grasp it. Like, I only grasped a good maybe like 7% of Lord of the Rings when I read it, man. There's just so much information going on. It's crazy. Whereas my book is much easier to adapt Lord of the Rings. Because I'm a simple-minded writer. I'm not like I don't use all these overcomplicated words and everything like all these authors do. Yeah. That's looking at a sick movie. I already know how movies start. Yeah, I'll show Peter the Prince of Egypt beginning. Ivan, you wanted to start like something like that? I'm like, yeah, Ivan, you're a genius. I know, Peter. Ivan, why don't you just write yourself? You don't need me. I'm like, no, Peter, I need your help. I need you helping me with the screenplay, Peter. You have to help me out, man. Yeah, now we have the same vision. And Peter doesn't like directing movies he doesn't write. Peter is an auteur director. He likes writing his own screenplays. And he likes directing his own screenplay that he wrote. He doesn't like directing someone else's screenplay, right? So it's better that he co-writes you. That way we have the same vision and Peter's prepped for the movie when we direct the movie. Or Mel Gibson and Ryan Wallace if I choose Mel Gibson, Sarah. Yeah. Yeah. What attack is mean by its time? You will see what I mean when we read Volume 3. I don't want to spoil story for you, man. That's why I didn't show you Volume 3, guys. I don't want to spoil story for you. There you go. Yeah. That's cool. It zooms into Taki's feet walking up the stairs. Yeah. Remember in the beginning of Gladiator when it zooms into Russell Crowe's hand? He's touching the wheat field as he's walking. Yeah, you got something like that. It zooms into his feet, and it shows Taki's first walking up the stairs. And while he's walking up the stairs, it zooms into his feet, and eventually you see his face. You know what I'm saying? He's walking up the stairs along the walls. So it starts off with a sunset, and you hear the crows cawing, obviously, and then you hear the eagles making noises, and it zooms into Taki's versus feet, and he's walking up the stairs. Yeah, something cool like that. Yeah. Yeah. Then it zooms into Sarah's chambers. You're about to give birth, my queen. Yeah, but I'm gonna add stuff in the document more interesting. I was actually looking at Master of the Rope, man. Yeah, man. Anyways, guys, here's we got talk for an hour and 26 minutes. That's good enough. Hope you guys enjoyed this show. Stay tuned. I'll make a video after my daunting shift at Cocoa Fruity. This is Adamir. I'm signing out. Peace, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this Zane show. Peace out, guys.